Hello. Oh, it's Monday. It's the start of a new week. It is on the precipice of a lot of change. So I'm here to talk you all through it. Today, we're actually going to get a snapshot for the month of May because that's how the cosmos are right now. To get started, let's just take a minute and arrive. And take a second to let whatever you were doing before fall off, float away, melt up in the sun. And take a moment just to send a little gratitude to yourself for carving out a little time to see and orient yourself in this moment, to stop scrolling, to stop working, to just be. Imagine for a minute that you are opening up a little energetic window, letting in the light, letting in some of the breeze. If there is a nature scene that calls to you, I'm a beach baby. I love to be laying on the sand with the water rushing in and out. But if you are a mountain person, a snow person, a lake baby, whatever it is, put yourself there for a minute. Give yourself that connection. Let yourself feel. Take a couple breaths. All right, you can continue that. I'm going to share the reading for today is from Beyond Anxiety by Martha Beck. This was gifted to me, and it's an interesting other lens to a lot of the work and frames for House of Our Queer. So I'm going to read from The Curious Life. Right now, we're in a moment. We just had Aries. We just had so many, the 7-planet stellium of stepping into fire-wise who we are. And now on the other side of it, as we move towards the full moon in Scorpio on Friday and all of the changes, it can feel a little bit like we're stepping off a treadmill. There's such potential right now for such big change that it can be really helpful to, this is an offering for this transition time as we move from the fire to the fire water. And it's called The Curious Life. And as always, the reading is a time for you to just let some of these words or these ideas float in, let your mind wander, be curious in the curious life, and let whatever else doesn't resonate just roll off. Once you begin turning on your interest, curiosity, opening the secret doorway between worry and wonder over and over, you'll find that the door starts to work more smoothly. The hinges will creak less. The opening will feel larger. The neural pathways that abandon anxiety to go exploring will grow more abundant. Instead of living in anxiety and then digging around for curiosity, you might notice pulses of inquisitiveness popping up on their own. All of this leads to a different way of engaging with the world. When our curiosity is restored to its rightful place, we stop rhetorically wondering, why is this happening to me? And begin thinking like directives. Why is this happening to me? That is very important for this moment. This astrology can very much feel like, why are these transitions happening? Why are these things opening or closing? Again, 2026 is the year of the tarot card of the Wheel of Change. And so there's a lot of transition, and it's really different than last year. 2025 was the Hermit year. It was the Earth Snake. right? It was a time of stillness. And this year is fire horse, action, movement, and rotation and change. And so there's a lot of opportunity this year to think, why me? Like, why me? Especially if we really leaned into the stillness of last year, and it can feel like all of this transition and change. So we keep our curiosity up. This way of living turns anxiety into a catalyst for creativity. It repurposes the energy we've spent worrying, pouring it into inquiry and discovery. And it is energy. When we are worrying, when we have anxiety, when we are feeling and thinking out what is the worst case, or what if this happens, or is this happening because I did this and I said this and now I'm being punished in some subtle way, whether that comes from religion. Again, I was raised Catholic. I was raised in the, through my faults, all of this happens from my own guilt. And here we are. But for any reason, we can think when there's a big change or a big shift, or we're in grief for any reason, why is this happening? Right? And this idea of curiosity, well, what is the lesson? And I'll just end with this. An Irish poet and novelist, James Stephens, wrote, "Curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will." So in what ways, and it's a little reading and an offering, in what ways might curiosity serve you this week as we lead up to the full moon in Scorpio, and this month as we are thinking of May as a container? And I say that because, again, we are in the wheel of change. We are in the year 2026 of up and down. And, when we think about this year, when we think about the card of the Wheel of Fortune, which artist, Pamela Cohen Smith, genius, Black femme, when she depicted this in her original drawing, there's figures on the top and figures on the bottom. So we're encouraged to remember when we are up, appreciate it. We don't know how long it will last. When we are down, don't wallow in it, allow it, know that it won't be there forever. Okay, that is the rhythm of this year. That is the microcosm rhythm of this month. May actually begins and ends with a full moon. There is a full moon day 1 in Scorpio. There is a full moon, blue moon, day 31 in Sagittarius. And so and then in the middle, we have a new moon in Taurus, a grounded little seedling in the midpoint. So it is very much energy. Okay, let's ground. And then energy again. And so I want to, here as we prepare to move into this month, to move into this next lunation on Friday, I want to highlight that. And if you're in my newsletter, you already got my email about this. And if you're not, you can sign up. But I want to raise it here as well. This is a little microcosm of this year of change. All right. Now, full moon in Scorpio coming up on Friday this week, really very much leading up to this big lunation. This is a little subtle transition. We were in Aries fire for the new moon, and now we're in fire water. So it's not so jarring as if we're going from Aries to, fire to Cancer, fire to Pisces. It is water, it is heart, but Scorpio is a little fiery. It's like a log on fire in the middle of a swamp. So even though it's water and it is feelings, this transition can feel smoother. So it's coming on May 1st at 10:23 a.m. So you can really work with it Thursday night. You can really work with it, Tuesday, start preparing for it even. Scorpio is really preparing us to dig deep into our feelings. Okay, Scorpio loves not just any feeling, but the passion and what's underneath. Scorpio is going to bring us down and create even uncomfortable clarity about what we're holding. And so I invite you to think about this year of the wheel. We are no longer in the very beginnings of 2026. This year is continuing. We are in it. We are leading towards the 5th month, right? And so you might reflect back and think about how the year of the wheel has been. This also might really relate to any work you did with the new moon in Aries, any work you did during Aries season, really thinking about the I am work that you might have done, stepping into a new understanding of yourself, a new ego self, a new version of yourself. Scorpio is a great lunation for understanding, like sign for understanding what's underneath that, right? When we're growing and changing and stepping into new portals, we're also leaving things behind. And whenever we are growing, there's always some amount of grief for the people that are not coming with us, grief for the time sometimes that it took us to get to the place, grief for the things that we are no longer, even if it is right to leave them behind. Scorpio will help. This lunation, this full moon, is deeply intent on bringing that to us and us to it, the what's under the surface, and allowing space, if not clarity. I'm not saying this is necessarily the light bulb moment that Aries is, of this I understand and I'm moving and I'm going. This is the time to catch that up. Scorpio will help us to feel. Okay, we had to do some jumping. We all did some jumping in Aries with this is it. This is a moment to catch up our energetic and emotional self, to say, this is how I feel about it, and to just be in it. And because it's a full moon is also illumination, lighting, full energy. So it will be a not light feeling. So I also say that to encourage you to carve out a little time this week, this weekend. Be kind to yourself. Thursday night, Friday night, even into the weekend, for feelings. Maybe don't super pack yourself. I say that mostly to me. I'm very overpacked. How can you carve out time to be, to feel, to let your energetic self catch up with your 3D, regular, everyday self, so that there's a little more alignment? And if you can do that, and the more you can do that this week, the better set you will be for following the wheel happening in May. So again, starting with this full moon in Scorpio, day one, really being able to feel, align energy self and ego self. That way, as we move towards the new moon in Taurus in a couple of weeks, you'll be a little bit more aligned, and the seeds you can plant in the middle of May, on May 16th, will be even more aligned, will be the right seeds. You'll be in the right field. You'll know what strand to plant. All of that will be more clear and more aligned. So stay curious. Also, thank you for reading. Like, keep that curiosity if you've been feeling nervous or worried or unsure. And of course, right, we are living in a very challenging time of uncertainty. So all of those things we might be keeping in our bodies, in our energy, in our psyche, it makes sense. And also, here we are, living, continuing. So that's the offering. That is Prayer Church this week. That is kind of helping, hopefully, to situate us where we are in the astrological wheel, where we are in the wheel of change in 2026. We are still in fire horse years, so we have much, like, the energy is still let's go. And so in this way, it's let's go into our feelings. Let's go. So, to you, you'll send your energy this way. And we'll call out to our ancestors, our guides, to all the cosmic forces supporting us individually and as a community. All the transformations we are making personally to ripple out to the transformations needed in our communities, in our world. Staying curious. What do we need to hear? What message will support us as we work towards the full moon in Scorpio? A little fire. Here we go. Using melanated tarot here. This is the Two of Wands. This is making a plan. All right. This is saying, yeah, we're still in it. And this is looking right at kind of like the world you want to be. This is fire, transition, and change. So we're going to feel as part of the plan to keep going, not to stay stuck and wallowing, but to let our energetic self catch up to the plan. Because whatever came alive in Aries, whatever came alive in the 7-planet stellium of let's go self ego transformation is still part of your journey, is still present. And how are you still moving towards? If you worked with the new moon and created any mantras, if you created any adjectives for yourself, if it just felt like, oh yeah, this is me, and that's a way, that's a lie, or that's a narrative, or that's a limiting belief that I've been allowing to stay with me, that's gone, keep it gone. Keep it gone, and then let yourself feel what it is. Thank y'all so much. I have a moon meet on Thursday. If you're in the Bay, would love to work with this lunation with you. That link is in my bio. If you want the tarot spread, you can join my Patreon, or if you want to just support this work, it's patreon.com, House of Queer, HOOQ. And if you're just here for the vibes, I'll be sharing more about the full moon and having another queer church soon. Thank y'all so much.